African Americans?
No, See,
Hey,
he's not. He's a Hebrew.
There is no. If there's an African American here, he's got to be over 100 years old. You know.
All right.
Because African American are people from Africa that came to America. The ones that are here are Americans. They're Americans. They're not African. They're Americans.
So they're like black Americans.
Say it again.
What was that?
Hey, my opinion about. Can I tell you something about Obama?
Tell us how you hate Obama.
No, I don't hate him. I just say fuck Obama. He ain't do nothing for us. He didn't, man. He ain't do nothing, man. You know, everything that all the blood and sweat and tears here, he ain't do nothing, man. Like he knew the history too. He just didn't do nothing. You know,
the thing what he started was the gay rights. He started that.
Started all the
and then he went around in all these countries and apologized for America. Then he went around and given billions of dollars back to Iran. That's what he did. That's what Obama did.
Gaddafi.
Hey, you know what? Wait a minute. No, Obama. Obama, he protected the gay black Americans. And Obama, he protected the black gay American. Oh, we got to take this call from prison, man. We got to take a prison call.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Richard Harris,
an inmate at Oshkosh Correctional Institution. Your account balance is all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, what's up?
Damn, that wasn't that good. What happened?
There's only two of us here. There's only two of us.
Yeah, there's only two of us here.
Michelle's sick.
I got some news for you.
All right, let's hear it.
You guys hear that Pat's in the hole?
The what?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, say it again.
Pat.
Oh, Pat went to the hole?
Yeah, so I'd like to tell you guys kind of what happened, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Yeah, dude, what happened, man?
So he got this celly that's a horrible celly. I mean, he's this little deaf kid that is he's like the epitome of everything that we don't want for our next generation. And he's been trying to, he's that and then some. And he's deaf, he's gay, he's just, everything about him is just, bottomless pit kind of thing. So, long story short, and this is a true story, this isn't me ad-libbing, he told me on the way out, I needed to tell you guys this so you guys understood what just happened. He caught his celly that night, masturbating or whatever, and he confronted him about it. So he said, hey, what the fuck, man, get me out of it, leave the cell, what the hell, what are you doing, dude? So he felt embarrassed about it. So the next day, a lot of people were saying, yeah, what were you doing, dude? What the hell, So he went and told the guards that Pat was trying to touch on him and stuff, and they took Pat to the hole.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how the bullshit that was. So now everybody in the unit knows what this kid did. So he's just kind of like walking around, or staying in the cell. He's not doing anything. We're like, dude, that's bogus. You just wrecked this man's life. He had a job. He had been in that cell for a long time. He's working getting towards minimum. All that other stuff. He did all that simply because of that kid's action. Pat didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, geez, a lot of us have, come forward and say, hey, man, why are you allowing this? The guards are like, well, we don't know what took place in the cells. Like, well, all of us do, we're telling you, this is what happened, and because when they came off the next morning, it was evident what happened. So even the kid admitted to it, and it doesn't really matter because the kid made the report and said, oh, he was trying to touch on me, and this and that, da-da-da. They put him in the hole. I mean, that's a serious thing.
Get his ass whooped.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
There's a lot of people on this unit like, what the fuck? You just wrecked a man's life simply because of your own actions. I mean, that's what's wrong with this world.
That goes on report.
It's over. But we got a new system here called the point system.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with wrecking the PRC anymore. So if you get a major conduct report plus, substantiate what that is, it's over. You could almost go back to max with one ticket. and then they go because there's not regular PRC anymore. You know, everything's just on points. You get 1 ticket, 2 tickets, you go to max. You can't for 3 years. You got to be ticket free almost now. You know what I mean? In order to go down to a minimum. I mean, everything just changed at the beginning of the year.
Wow.
That's horrible. So that's what Pat told me to do. So I did my due diligence, and I told you guys. Now me, on the other hand, I was one, Rich. I never got that stuff you said you sent me for the batteries, but that's okay.
Dude, you're not going to get it yet because it's got to go through. I'm not mailing it, dude. I'm not going through that text behind stuff. I mailed it through the mail.
That's what I mean. No, I just figured there would have been a notice or something like that. Didn't you do that?
Dude, it should be on its. It should be there like probably a week from now. It takes you 3 weeks to get mail. I mailed it right away. I melted it the next day.
Oh no, I was just saying.
I mailed it far, far away. I melted the day that I did. No, I melted the next day though.
No, that attorney I was telling you about, that Megan Sanders. So I had a great conversation with her, and I just hope that I can get some people to call her and be like, yeah, you should really take his case and everything, because she really sounds like she could free me. I mean, she asked me a lot of really tough, important questions, though, and I answered them. She was just like an amazing person, She was like, really? Is that true? I'm like, yeah, that's 100% truthful. I said, the evidence is already there, the phone conversations, and everything, all the documentation, everything. She was just like, well, why are you still there? And I explained to her about my attorney, that, the notorious Lisa Goldman. And, and she was like, she was like, well, I don't know why she hasn't filed just to get you out, and just an immediate decision on just the basis of information that you have. And I was like, yeah, she's not going to do that. She was like, well, how long has this been going on? I was like, over 3 years. And it was like a pause in the phone. She was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I've had the attorney in the case reopened for over 3 years. And she was like, oh. She goes, no. I'm like, yeah.
And so, she was able to look you up and see that you've been in the lower courts for 3 years.
Well, actually, she was like, the case went back to the lower courts in 2017. So what is that, like 5 years or something like that, or more? But she was like, when did the actual hearing start? And I said, well, right at, it kind of started during COVID, and then afterwards was the actual hearing. And then she was like, so you've been in the lower courts for 3 years, then basically, plus that. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, I almost felt like she was saying like bullshit, and that's fine. She has every right to. So that's when she started asking me the case number, this and that, da. And she went through it. She was like, oh, what? She's seen it. And she was like, well, there's obviously a merit, because if there was no merit, there would be a situation where, where it has the whole thing to do. So, I don't know, she was just like, well, yeah, the attorney would have filed if there was no merit. It's been done with you. I was like, correct. I said, and she was like, well, and then she was looking at the, how the evidentiary hearing came, and she goes, well, why was it stopped for 10 months? I said, because my attorney came and testified on my behalf, and he's now a witness in my case. He got on the stand and clearly said, word for word, that the district attorney hid evidence from him, lied in states to their witnesses, and knew that their witnesses were lying and paying each other. They had audio recording this, and they hid all of it. And she was like, you have that. And I'm like, I have it. Swear to you. And then she started asking me about, my advocacy group. And believe it or not, I brought the Manwich Show up. I said, I have an advocacy group. Plus, I get on a podcast. I attempt to, every Saturday. And I try to bring awareness to this situation. And she was like, a podcast? And I was like, yeah. I said, it helps inmates, humanize inmates and stuff like that in the prison system, and to talk about a variety of things. And she was like, well, what have you been talking about? I said, my case pretty much as much as I can. And she was like, well, who else? And I told her about Sarah and Peter and Paul, and all these other people, Mike and everybody, and the people that have gotten on board, and Lori and stuff. And they were like, well, she was like, huh. And then, obviously I haven't heard from her since then, but I'm really hoping she took the case. It would be an amazing thing, because I tell you right about now, I don't know what else to do. There isn't a single piece of evidence I can get now that would make any difference. I have it all.
Yeah.
It's just now, it's the man, like I said, protecting the record and then coming home.
You know how the court system is, how crooked it is. You know how the.
It is.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's a really bad scenario. So that's why
Have you been
I'm
keeping
not
up?
holding my breath, but I do have it.
Have you been keeping up with that FANI WILLIS and base there?
Nathan Wade.
Yeah.
Nathan Wade.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've literally been trying to.
Fannie Willis is
Figure
the
out
attorney
what
that's
to do.
prosecuting Trump. That woman.
Yeah, I don't-
That's
All
that
calls other
woman.
than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
The woman that's in your corner right now. It sounds like Richard, like she's going to. Dude. So many of these attorneys, they want it when it's easy. They don't want to deal with a long drawn out battle and starting from scratch. This woman
Well,
should be able to look, because this is true. You have attorneys and they want to come in and swoop in real quick and snatch up glory. Now I'm not
This is
saying
Glory.
I'm not knocking her. I'm not saying nothing bad about her, but I'm not. So there's no but about it.
I wanted
I'm saying that because you got people that do that, and that's just their MO. It's kind of like the Innocence Project. They won't touch your case unless you got DNA. Well, you got DNA, and it says that you weren't at such and such place as somebody else's DNA.
Right.
Why do we even need you
Right.
then? Right?
Right.
You're not even. You're just
Somebody
you're just an
right.
advocate. You're just a fate. You're just a. Well, you're not even a face, but you're not. You're just a name. People say, "Oh,
Right.
they hear the Innocent Project right away. It doesn't matter who it is." Today, you hear the Innocent Project about somebody, and then they're like, and people, they're right away. They assume they're like, this person's innocent. That's why the Innocent
well, a
Project
lot
took
of
them.
people don't.
They go
I
through
don't think
the
a lot of
outfit.
people understand in my case is that I was denied the right for a doctor though. Like no joking around. My attorney, 15 minutes before
Well,
trial,
not
was
getting
told
into
he was
your
going to need one.
not getting into
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
your case. I'm just saying. I'm just drawing a comparison that
Yeah.
just like an entity like the Innocent Project, which will only take cases that they know they can win. With her,
Yeah, I mean,
in your case, this is something where it's like an attorney that's not being backed by an organization. They want these cases because these cases are winnable. And for them, it is easy and the work has already been done. They just need to show up and argue your side. What would be the word? To make sense. Coherently. So he's not saying babbling like I'm babbling right now. And then
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, if you can go into a courtroom and be coherent, and definitely make sense of the situation.
Yeah, then
which my
it's
case does.
yeah,
then it
dude,
does
you've been in the
straightforward,
lower courts for 3 years. You're supposed to already have moved on.
I should have
They're
already
keeping
won.
you there.
Gone. Yeah.
We know you and I and Ken has heard. And so for the viewers to know, they're keeping you in the lower courts because they don't want your story to get out there. They don't want it to be known that. And the more they do this, the more they shoot themselves in the foot. If the Lord grants you out of prison, because it's going to come back and blow up in their faces and damage all their careers. Instead of being the judge that could have freed you, instead of being the attorney that was supposed to represent you, instead of the district attorney who should have known better than what?
Yeah. The attorney that represented me, Attorney Fred Borg, he was a good attorney. There's nothing he could do.
No, I'm talking about the lady now.
Oh, no, lady now, yeah, Lisa Goldman. Yeah, she's
Lisa
horrible.
Goldman.
Lisa Goldman, man, please shout out to her if you really want to
The wicked.
give her a call. Holy crap, man. Please call her and let her know, man. You are doing Richard Harrison wrong. Yeah, it's one of the questions that Megan Sanders asked me was real straightforward. She goes, well, why didn't you take the plea deal for 4 years? And I'm like, why would I take a plea deal for something I didn't do? I said, there's just no way. I am not ever in my life going to admit to something I did not do. I said, had I did it, I don't know anybody in their right mind that wouldn't take a 4-year plea deal versus a life sentence. I mean, that doesn't even add up. You know, I'd be like, oh, let's see, I'm 4 years life, 4 years life. I'm taking 4 years. Come on. But I didn't do anything, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no. I'm like, we should go into court. This will be no big deal. You know, I'll be home by Sunday. 14 years later, I'm just now at the point where I can prove everything now. You know, a lot of this evidence, they said never even existed. Like, I was crazy. I was a liar. And now we have actual audio recordings, you know, and I think that's important. You know, anytime when your witnesses are saying, oh, no, we don't know each other. I don't know who that person is. Oh, hey, will you take $1,000 to testify against this guy? Oh, yeah. And you've got that on audio recording, and the DA has this? Come on, man. I don't understand that, you know. And this system is broken. It's just totally crazy.
No, corrupt, dude. They're all about
people.
Yeah,
I don't have $50,000.
It's a human farm system.
Yeah, it's definitely farming. You look around here, these are a bunch of animals, that's for sure. Although we do got one guy that looks like Stan Lee. That shit's funnier now.
He looks like what? Who?
Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the comic book guy.
I know.
Yeah. I was like, holy fuck. He walked on the unit about
and
a month ago.
He starts looking at people and he says, you know, when I drew Spider-Man, you can just
it was a different meeting when you probably did it, yeah.
Tie them into a story. You know, you remind me of the character I drew, Spider-Man. I will call you Molten Man.
Yeah. I think this guy's MO is a little bit farther off. When he was drawing cartoons, there was a different ulterior motive. So,
it'll take a while for them to get that together, though. It'll take a good month to probably hear back from her, because she's got to dig all these papers up if she's going to take it. And she's got to get all this set up, you know. So it's going to be a while.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm more worried because I need to know if she's going to take the case now, because if she is going to take the case, she does have to file notice of intent, you know, to transfer. And if she doesn't do that, the judge could bar her. And that's what I think. This judge that I have, her name was Burrs, B-E-R-Z. She's out of Dane County. And there's some things she said to me, you know, on and off the record, that I've confronted her about while I've been down there. You know, where one time she told me I was wasting the court's time. Another time she was just like, you know, that's when I was in Green Bay Correctional, and I came down and she told me, you're just sitting in Green Bay, you know, thinking of ways to waste the court's time. You're trying to sidestep us, this and that, da-da-da. I literally told her, so first of all, you can't say that, all because I'm asking for a legitimate trial, that I'm trying to waste the court's time, or I'm asking for an attorney to, you know, represent me to the fullest extent of the law, instead of just, like, selling me out for some other deal or something like that. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. And then one time, this judge literally told me to my face, she said, this attorney's name was Guy or something like that. He was the mayor for Fitchburg and Madison a long time ago, and he was also an attorney. And she said, she goes, you have a great attorney. And I had just read an article that she wrote saying that this attorney was the worst attorney she had ever seen in her entire life. So I called her on it. I said, you just told me, Your Honor, that this attorney was the best I could have ever hoped for. I said, you wrote a scathing article about the attorney being the worst attorney.
Other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
I told her, she did it in the Wisconsin Lawyer or something. She wrote it, and I said, you wrote this article saying that he was the worst attorney the state of Wisconsin's ever seen, and that you've ever seen in your entire career as being a judge. So how can you sit on the bench and say it's the best attorney that I could have ever hoped for? What is that saying? You know, and she was like, well, and she knew it because she didn't think I was, I was sitting in jail. Where would I get the article? And it just happened to be that another officer had the article and just threw it in the pod. And then we read it and seen it, and we all kind of laughed because a lot of us had this attorney. And then the judge said that to me, and it was written by the judge I had. And, so if a judge is telling you, you should be so happy to have the worst attorney in the state of Wisconsin, what does that actually mean? It's like, what? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried that, I don't want to be the guy that another one of these guys, another 20 or 30 years from now, and I'm got no life left whatsoever, and you go, oh, let's let them out and give them $1.50 when a candy bar costs $100. You know what I mean? And my kids are grown and got kids of their own and all this other stuff, and my whole family's passed away. My older family has passed away, and I don't have nothing left. I don't want to be that guy. I want to get out now where I have some life left and be able to attempt to make some of this up to my children, and to have, I don't know what I'm going to do. So, I don't know.
And you get out, you get out and they're going to be paying you pennies on the dollar for your life. For all them days you spent in there, man. All those days you spent in there.
Any of it.
Huh?
14 years. 14 years.
That's
I've lost
like
14 years of my life because of this.
Hey,
I wouldn't want it. I'd want to give it to my kids.
Hey, what's with the what was that one guy that he was accused of killing his wife or girlfriend with poison? Is that what it was?
Oh, Jensen. Yeah, we call him antifreeze.
Where's
1 minute
antifreeze at?
remaining.
He's I think he went back to the federal courts or whatever.
Ah, okay. Is he coming back, or is he like that's like a permanent thing? You expect him to be back in the pod?
No, he'll be back. He'll stick him back in the pod here. But he lost his mind. They've got him on so many meds now.
Well, tell antifreeze when you see him again. Tell him, say we want to get him on the show. Tell him we just want to talk to him, just to hear him talk. We want to hear from the Iceman, Richard Kuklinski. We want to hear from the antifreeze man. Hey, tell Douche to call, and tell Jeffrey Dahmer to call, and tell him we're waiting. We're locked and loaded.
He's gambling right now. I'll tell him though.
All right.
All right, man. Hey, man, I love you guys, man. I miss you guys. Thank you so very much, man. And
hey, we
I
miss
want
you
you
too,
guys
brother,
to know,
man.
I appreciate it, man. So, hey, man, big shout out to Megan Sanders. So anybody does that, call her, find her, to let her know.
Megan Sanders. I thought you were going to say Megan Barkey.
Megan Sanders.
Yeah, she's supposed to be related to the Colonel. Something like that.
I heard her name before. Yeah.
Such good friends that when you needed a place to stay, you asked her if you could take over her lease. That's a lie. You did not move into her apartment?
A lot of shit going down.
Well, we got to find out what's going down now.
Did you move into her apartment?
Because the show must go on. We've got 40 minutes. And with those 40 minutes.
Did you see that dude that got in an accident?
No.
Yeah.
What kind of what like was it a hit and run? He got chased by the cops or?
Here it is.
Just tell me, because in the microphone though, please, sir. No, you got the mic.
Read the contents.
What's it?
Well, anyways,
okay.
The guy had a 1-year-old kid in the back of his car, and the cops are chasing him. He got in an accident, right?
Yeah.
He flew out of the car, right up in the air, over 30 feet.
Did he survive?
Yeah. Come on, what the fuck?
Nikki Haley needs to just drop out of the race, man. Playing games.
Trump wins South Carolina by a landslide. Yeah, that dude, he went flying 30-some feet. You saw him. His hands up in his legs, and he's going like this through the fucking air.
What percentage would you say you paid cash?
Get down, and you told him, get down. Get down, like that to him, so he survived. But that was really weird, man. He showed him flying right up into the air, right out of the car.
Did you say something about a kid was in the car?
Yeah, 1-year-old in the back.
Dude, I remember there was this chick, and she was with this guy, and she may have had, she was with this guy, and she had a kid. She had a daughter. Didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl. I said a daughter for to have more effect, but it doesn't matter. It was a kid, and she was dating this guy, and the guy just she just doing everything for this guy. Doing everything for this guy, you know, in life. You know, throwing her own life down the toilet for this guy. For who knows what, sex or whatever, attention. And, you know, that Kinnickinnick River, the creek. He was getting chased by the cops, and the car went in the creek and flipped over, and it was upside down, and they drowned. Her and her daughter died, and that guy may have lived, but I think he died too. And just to think about that father, the dad, where he's like, this lady took my kid, was with this guy, and now my child's dead, and she's dead, and she was making dumb, poor decisions, and you know, but
they ain't the first person for that Kinnickinnick. They just had it recently. They had the guy all fucked up.
So your his grandkids were living at the house.
I don't want to listen to him.
Good evening.
Hey,
Thank you
Don.
for calling.
I like that.
Hey, Rich.
We want to ask you, Don. We want to ask you on the Manwich Show. Have you heard of
No
Fannie
wonder.
Willis? You know who Fannie Willis is?
No.
She is the attorney that's prosecuting Trump.
DA.
The DA who's
Oh,
prosecuting
wonderful.
Trump. What's your
That's
thoughts
all
on Trump? What you are you voting for Trump?
I contacted him while he was the president the first 3 years before COVID got out of hand. I contacted him 3,600 times through telephone, and then I sent him maybe 10 different classified material. But 9 times out of 3,600 times, I said, my name is a man without a country. Trump did not like that at all.
Hold on.
All right.
So you were still friends with Miss Yeardy then.
Experiencing technical difficulties.
Yes.
You've never been friends with
And thank you for calling me.
Oh, no problem, brother. No problem. So what have you been up to?
Hitler had a sign above his desk. You know, Hitler, it says, it doesn't matter how you play the game as long as you win.
would you text message him and Mr. Wade on the same conversation?
So is there a game that you're playing?
Yeah, what it is you can write this down. Remember this. September 3rd, 1989, West Dallas police officer Jacques, Jacque, last name Chevremont, Chrevmont, on that September 3rd, 1989, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he showed me the back of a paddy wagon door at the old 7310 West National Avenue, and he stated, I'm going to ram your fucking head in back of this paddy wagon door. Who would know you died by me? I want you to sign that you are fucking nuts, or I will kill you right now. It was part of a skeleton back with paddy wagon door. I was awful like gangrene. My arm was all yellow, and green, and gray. I had teeth marks over me. I had 90 marks over me by Marcus's bastard granddaughter. So, I mean, that's the game the system plays. As I mentioned, there's a pendulum. It will help you or mess you up. Help you or mess you up. Everybody gets treated different. So that's the game the system has been playing. That's where the CIA obviously kept talking like morons, fucking morons. Trust in law enforcement. Trust in law enforcement. These stories go on and on and on. I mean, it's just a terrible shame that what a waste of tax-paid money for the CIA and the FBI when I tell them about perils are going to happen. As Ezekiel says, you can warn your country, whatever country you're residing in, about things that's going to happen. They're busy picking their nose, putting their finger up their fucking ass.
Hey, I'm going to take, hold on, Don. We're going to take a prison call, and we'll call you right back, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Here's the posse.
Hey, what's going on?
No, not much. What's going on with you guys here? You guys got a bunch of sick people.
started dating shortly thereafter.
Go ahead, Ken. This is okay. It's okay to talk, Ken.
What is it?
It's Jeff Dumler from Oshkosh.
From Oshkosh.
He wants to know about Michelle and Mike. Are they sick or are they playing hooky? Are they lazy podcasters?
Mike is recuperating yet, and Michelle, she is sick.
So one is sick?
Yeah,
Or
Michelle.
they're both sick?
Mike, my son, he's went through an operation on his shoulder and that. Took out something on his shoulder. Well, he's still recuperating, and Michelle, my daughter, she got sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't feel
Well, hopefully the one recuperates quick, and hopefully the other one gets better.
yeah. Hey, you've been.
What are you guys up to tonight?
Been checking out this FANI WILLIS.
Who?
FANI WILLIS. You know who that is? That's the one that's prosecuting Trump. She's the DA. Prosecuting
Oh, okay.
Trump. And then that Wade dude that she hired, he got almost $1 million, and the guy don't even know nothing. He doesn't.
Dude, almost $1 million.
Almost $1 million.
What?
Yeah.
She must make $1 million too. Then
she makes a lot of money. But see, this is all money that goes in for the court itself to try this. This ain't money you put in your pocket.
Okay.
You know.
So this is the DA.
Yeah, FANI WILLIS. Yeah, if she's in big trouble now, they might kick her out. You know, and she
I heard about perjury. They might get both of them with perjury.
Oh yeah, they get perjury and plus, money laundering.
You know, why don't they just look at how much energy they have put into all of this shit that Trump is this, that, and the other, and he's done tax invasion and the Stormy Daniels, whatever the hell her name is, all of this other bullshit. And why don't they come back to reality and look at the country as a whole of what's going on? Because they're nitpicking, and that's just like the whole COVID thing. When Biden got in there, he fixed the problem. He fixed the problem. He didn't fix the damn problem. There was already a vaccination out there, and they just put it underneath Biden. But they're focusing all their energy on all the wrong things. They're not even worried about what's really going on.
No, this is a distraction. Keep our minds on certain things. That we
and that's exactly what it is too. They don't want to. They want to point out everybody else's deep flaws, but you know what? Maybe they should step back and look at their own fucking flaws.
Yeah. They talk about
that's
Democrats.
That's from Jeff Dumler.
Yeah. They got the Democrats are bad, but the Republicans, they're not just as good. Yeah, they're just as bad as the Republicans are. They could have done something with that fucking border themselves just by putting something into law,
Yep.
And then
Biden,
and that's yeah.
And that's the thing is that they don't want to look bad, and the whole in every race, as in Democrats and Republicans, and even the in betweens, there's everybody. There's going to be bad people in whichever way you want to look at it. But they're all here, and like you said, they're creating all these other distractions when they need to be worried about that border. They should have had that shit closed down.
Oh, yeah, and then they talk about Texas. Texas this, Texas that, and he's doing this, doing that. What about New Mexico, Arizona, and California? They're coming across in Tijuana, all these little border towns in Arizona, and then New Mexico.
I did a job out in Tucson, Arizona, right there on the border, and the checkpoint.
Nogales?
Huh?
Nogales?
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
But it was a checkpoint.
Yeah. All right.
and they had,
Yeah.
and I had to put up a border station, and they would check like all the trucks and everything, and check everything that's coming through. Look
Yeah.
for your ID. It was pretty cool, but we worked at night because it was so fucking hot during the day.
Yeah. Well, you see,
And then they shut down the highway.
there's Tucson, Nogales, and then there's Douglas, Bisbee. Them are border towns.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. It was a little ways out of Tucson. It was like out on like. It was kind of like half hour from Tucson.
Oh, that'd be Nogales. Yeah.
But it was pretty interesting.
Bisbee. Yeah.
What's that?
There's a little town called Bisbee. That's border town.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Tucson for 18 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, pa, they moved out to. They lived out in Mesa for a little while.
Right. That's a nice place, Mesa. Up by Phoenix.
Yeah. And then yeah, I mean, it's nice out there. Don't get me wrong. It was nice. It was hot.
Yeah, hot. Yeah, hot. I was pounding nails. I was new home construction. I was pounding nails, and we started at 6 o'clock. Then we got off at 2. Because right at 2 o'clock, the temperature is about 112, 113 degrees.
Yeah.
So we hotter than hell, man. But I liked it because we got off at 2 o'clock. We had all day to mess around and
Oh yeah.
go and get high and shit. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I go out and we'd work from 5 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then get my case of beer, go to the hotel, sit there, chill, drink.
Yeah.
I mean, sleep maybe for a couple hours, go to work, and do it all over.
Yeah. In Arizona, there's always something to do there. There's always something to do. You never run out of things. You can go down the road, you can go down the highway, and you see something really cool. All of a sudden, you could take that same highway and you find something again, something else that's pretty cool that you missed.
Yeah.
It's just so. Then we used to go tubing.
Yeah, a lot of guys were like going out and they had like some kind of desert, whatever, and then they would go out there and like do like the trails and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. One dude, he went out there and it must have been probably about 100 some degrees, and I don't know. He said somebody almost got lost or something. Well.
Now, some places you can, especially when there's a lot of brush. There's a lot of openings in that, and you go to this little brush area like that, and also you're in a different open area in the desert. Also, you hit another little bushy thing or crevice, and you go over that one, another one. Also, now where am I? You turn around, which one did I take? There's a lot of them, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I went. I mean, I never really ventured around too much. My biggest thing is, like you run into a rattlesnake or something, like I was like,
Yeah, the rattlesnakes there's a few of them out there. I got snaked by one,
Yeah.
So you always got your snake kit with you when you're out in the desert and you're messing around up in the mountains. And you always carry a snake kit with you. It's not guaranteed it's going to save your life. It's not a guarantee.
Right.
But there's that good chance, it will.
They throw some kind of thing. I think they were talking about out in Mesa or something like that, or somewhere around that area. They got like this snake festival, and they got like these pits, whatever, where these guys, there's like 1,000 snakes, 1,000 rattlesnakes, and there's what they do is they milk the snakes.
Yeah,
they take all the venom out of them. Yeah. Yep. And then what they do is then they have like fried snake, and they make stuff out of the snake skins.
Yeah.
It's a big festival. But these guys are in these pits and they're like swimming pools, but they're above ground. And so picture a great big round pool, without any water, and then they're in there. They just keep throwing all these snakes in there. And this guy's in there, and there's probably about 1,000 some snakes in there. I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, there's a few different kind of rattlers. You got the timber rattler, you got diamondback.
And that's what we got up here.
Yeah, timber rattlers. I saw one up here. I saw a coil snake. I saw one of those. They're poisonous.
Yeah.
Cottonmouth.
Yep, cottonmouth. I was down in Tennessee or Kentucky when I ran into a cottonmouth. So I was sitting at this. So me and these chicks went to this like little waterhole type deal, river, and they picked me up and they got this like Trans Am 2-door, and we go to this place, whatever, and we're sitting there. Next thing you know, we like they like start going in the water and swimming, whatever, and I'm all like up to my shins in this water, and all of a sudden I see
all calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
I see this swimming across the way, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, all of a sudden everything, like there was a bunch of them, and I'm all like, what the? Here they are, fucking their cottonmouths, whatever, dropping out of the trees.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm all like, I'm all like, no, I'm good, I'm done. They're like, what do you mean? I'm all like, yeah, you see fucking snakes coming at us. I ain't swimming with them. I hate snakes. And now I'm sitting here chucking rocks and everything at them. They're all like, oh yeah, they ain't gonna bother us. I don't care if they're gonna bother me or not. I'm going back to the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the car.
Yeah.
I went in the car and I sat in there. They're like, you're serious? Yeah, I'm serious. I hate snakes. Put me on a plane with a bunch of snakes. I'm skydiving.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, when them snakes in the water, them snakes go underwater too, They just don't swim on top.
Yeah.
They can go underneath the water. Snake right in the leg,
I believe it. I mean, it's just like anything else. But I used to take, when I was a kid, I'd take grass snakes and stuff, and I'd find them coming through the barn or whatever. And what I'd do is I'd take them, put them on, I'd grab them with like a shovel or something like that, put them in the horse trough, and then put a rock on top of them, and then watch them.
Your pine snakes
you guys
too.
are probably thinking cruelty to animals.
Look at a pine snake. Them things get huge.
Yeah.
8 feet, 9 feet long.
Really?
Yeah, and
Man, I would just. Ugh.
you get about 3-4 inches round. I mean, they're
Oh, hey, we were just talking about this. They got a snake that they just found. It's a new species snake, and the thing's like the head of it is like the size of like a human or something like that.
Wow.
You'd have to look that one up, but that was they said it was a new species. But that's
they go head on it, eh?
Oh man, they'd be no, no. Be the next one, Anaconda, whatever you want to call it, that movie.
Oh yeah, Anaconda, yeah.
Yeah, no. Man, if a snake like that come rolling through, dude, I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably pass out. I'd be pushing everybody else to the damn thing.
Yeah. Spiders.
But,
a lot of spiders. Like Arizona got a lot of spiders. Like the tarantula.
Yeah.
If a tarantula bites you, you're not going to die. You're not going to die from a tarantula bite. I had one that was about the size of a quarter. And then when the thing died, it was like, I don't know, 5.5 inches round, 6 inches round. It was big.
Really?
Yeah. It was my.
You got him as a little one, though, huh?
Yeah. It was underneath my couch, and it come out. My girlfriend was sitting with me, and she got scared because the spider came up. It was about a size of a softball, and it came up my leg like that, caught up my shoulder, sat on top of my head.
Really?
Yeah. And she got all scared.
Holy shit.
But I scared her too. I said, don't move. I said, I want that thing biting me.
I guess I really never had a problem with spiders. Spiders I mean, our poisonous spider, the most poisonous spider in Wisconsin is the daddy longlegs. And the only reason why they can't kill you is because their fangs ain't long enough to puncture the skin.
Yeah.
But if you get bit by one, you got like 3 seconds or something like that, 3 minutes to live.
Yeah. Well, they got the black widow and the chartreuse, and them kind of spiders
Yep.
too.
When I was farming, I got bit on my wrist by a brown recluse, whatever.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I was all like, I couldn't like bend my arm or anything like that. It like started stiffening up, and I was like, man, what the hell is going on? Well, then at the time, my ex at the time, she's like, oh, well, you should go in the doctor and get it checked out. And I'm all like, oh, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And so I finally went in after like a month and a half, 2 months, and the doctor's all like, so they lanced it and took a culture of it, and he said, yeah, you were bit by a brown recluse. You're lucky you came in because it started spreading up through your arm, and if you'd have waited any longer, you might have lost your arm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know a guy that got bit in the leg, and he didn't take care of it right away, and it was a little white mark. Then it got like a little hole. Then it got bigger and bigger, rotting away, rotting the fucking leg away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened with mine. It was like a great big hole, and then when they lanced it, they took all the shit out of there, and then they stuffed it. They packed it full of gauze and stuff like that, and they're like, oh yeah, you just got to change it out. But man, I was like, man, I'm gonna, out of all the things to lose a limb, I didn't think I would, I would have definitely made up a story saying, hey, I lost it in a piece of machinery.
All calls other than properly placed attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
Yeah. Make an excuse.
Well, how'd you lose your arm?
Yeah.
Not to a spider. But, yeah. Well, what else you guys been up to this week?
Oh, not much, really. We had that snow, I guess, stopped everything yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it should be gone by, well, it's gone here.
Well, gone now here, too, but it's still out there. Tomorrow, 55 degrees out tomorrow, so.
Yeah, it's going to be nice tomorrow.
Yeah. Then we got like 2 days.
Crazy
like that.
how, it's crazy how this, we'll get like a really nice day. We get 2 nice days, and then all of a sudden snow flurries, and then all of a sudden 30-mile-an-hour winds, and then all of a sudden back to 55, 50 degrees.
Yeah. We're going to get a couple 60s next week there.
Yeah, that's going to be, it's crazy. The farmer right over here by the field, by the prison here, he's got a couple fields out here, so I'll sit out there and watch him. He's out there plowing up the fields and everything.
Wow.
So, trying to get in there early.
Hey, are they going to change Oshkosh to a maximum, minimum, medium?
They got supposedly this is a medium max.
Yeah, medium max. Yeah,
I don't know how they can change it to really a max, just because like our unit is like an open unit, so everybody. So just imagine like a bunch of office, like little offices.
Yeah.
So we got it looks like an oak door. It's got a little window in it. That's about 6 inches and about
1 minute remaining.
About a foot and a half. So it's a little narrow, and then it's got two of our names on there, and then it's just a little room with a bed and a desk. But the whole open area has got carpet and everything like that. But yeah, so it's gonna cut us off. But y'all be safe and everything like that, and go Trump, and just hopefully everybody else gets better. Hopefully the surgery and everything gets healed up, and Michelle gets better and feeling better.
You get out in July?
Yep, July 16th.
All right.
I'm already working on getting my the first job. I pretty much got that all pretty much ready to go, and I got a couple things that I'm doing. I got a contract and everything written up, and
oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to make sure that everything's ready to go right away when I get out.
Get out and get right to work right away.
Yep.
That's what I did when I got out of the system. The day I got out, I went to work. I got home around 11 o'clock.
after that, you started
And I
being
called my
exposed to that.
buddy up, and he
Correct?
come pick me up and went right to work that same day,
Do you know Robin Yurdy?
you know.
I know
But of course, I was drywaller, you
I
know,
knew her.
home construction, drywalling. You know, when you're only 5'8", and the guy you're working with is 6'2", you know, you do a little bit of extra work.
In college, we hung out a bit, not much because she was in Baltimore and I was in Washington D.C.
Boom, boom,
After
boom,
college,
boom,
I lost
boom,
contact
boom.
with her. I probably didn't see
You
Robin.
can't sleep, Richie. It's time to rise, time to shine.
Man, I'm so tired.
Have a consistent relationship.
I'm so tired. Dude, he's gone?
Yeah.
Came to law school here in Atlanta.
Dude, I'm just drained, man.
Well, you can cut it off if you want.
Yeah, we're about to
So it was in Atlanta. You had
hang up the show.
Don't
Been up
need-
since 4 o'clock this morning, dude.
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh, you heard me this morning?
Yeah, I didn't go to bed until about 4:30, 4:45.
something years
Got up at 7:38.
together in college. She was from the D.C. area. She would come home, we'd party together.
So,
Wasn't close.
Oh, hold on.
And the girlfriends that party together. And then, like I said, I
Ooh, we're going to cut it early.
ago in Atlanta.
We're going to cut it short early.
So we didn't talk throughout that time.
What the heck, dude?
yeah, I changed my living room around.
When I ran into her, I was surprised she was in Atlanta. And so, yes, I have
Looks a
known
lot
her
better
probably
now.
since 1990, 1991, but we have not.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I might take a ride over to Mike's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. What's going to go on there?
Nothing.
Oh,
Visit the grandkids and that. Maine is getting big, man.
well, this is
This is Ken.
Rich, and this is
The Manwich Show signing off.
the Manwich Show.
Filings today from Team Trump raise new questions about the credibility of the two prosecutors going after the former president in Georgia. Cell phone location data strongly suggests that Nathan Wade spent a significant amount of time at FANI Willis's condo and definitely not during normal business hours. Media analyst, author of Uncovered, Steve Krakauer, is with us now. If this means what we think it does, Steve, 2,000 phone calls, 12,000 texts, it means FANI Willis and Nathan Wade likely committed perjury. How long do you think until the media abandons FANI Willis?
I think it's coming soon. And I have to say, between the filings and what happened last week, which we should thank Judge McAfee for just live streaming this hearing. You don't normally get to see this, but when you actually got to see it in action, that's when you start to say, oh, you know, there's a real there. So the knee-jerk response, oh, it's racism, it's sexism, that doesn't hold up because everyone actually got to see it.
And what they got to see was also the questioning of these two people, FANI Willis, who paid Nathan Wade $650,000 of taxpayer money to investigate Donald Trump and engage in a relationship with him. They were quite defensive on the stand. Take a listen.
Let's say more than 10, but I'm not sure that that's even accurate. He certainly has come and picked me up, gone to grab some food to eat. I don't remember him being in that condo a lot.
So if phone records were to reflect that you were making phone calls from the same location as the condo before November 1st of 2021, and it was on multiple occasions, the phone records would be wrong?
If phone records reflected that, yes, sir.
They'd be wrong.
They'd be wrong.
All right. At what level and at what point does the media become less interested in defending FANI Willis and Nathan Wade and more interested in trying to push her out in order to get someone else they would want to go after Donald Trump?
That's the key question, right? This is so important for the Democratic Party, for elements of the corporate media. These Trump trials are the whole game. Everything's riding on this. So if you have this really credibility, it is being tainted right now because of FANI Willis and Nathan Wade. you've got this very important case in Georgia that a lot is riding on when it comes to a Trump prosecution that he cannot then go and potentially, get himself out of after he wins the presidency. So I think this is hugely important. I think that very soon you're going to see the media start to shift to really stating the obvious, which is all of the conflicts that we see in this case.
See what Donald Trump has to say about this on this. Yeah, Steve, thank you.
So goodbye for us. You have to say it, baby. And nuts and testicles. You wanna try, baby. I know you can. I know your heart, and you will figure out you love me now.
During 2019, you all were friends, correct?
Yes, we knew each other in 2019.
During 2020, you all were friends, correct?
So goodbye for us. You have to say it, baby. And nuts and testicles. You wanna try, baby. I know you can. I know your heart. And you will figure out you love me now.
If you have trouble breathing through your nose, pay close attention to this video. Because this new invention from a top doctor at Cleveland Clinic could change your life, when you can't breathe through your nose.